welcome back to the Road to Episode 7, my ongoing series where I chart the road to the release of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens on December 18th, 2015. And this is a Star Wars Celebration Anaheim Day 1 wrap-up video, even though Day 1 was yesterday. Day 2 is just starting. It's actually like just gone 10:30. No, even further than that. It's almost 11:15 here at Norway, but the festivities have only just started a few hours ago at Celebration for Day 2. They started with the Battlefront panel, which I wasn't too interested about watching live. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. But yeah, just quickly go over what happened on Day 1. Now, the previous video in this series, number 50, which is ridiculous. I've done 50 videos in this series over the past 2+ years, was my full live reactions to the opening panel, which was the Force Awakens panel, which was awesome once it got started. You know, we got some great stuff from J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy. They brought out the main stars of the film, John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, and Oscar Isaac. They talked about their characters a bit, which was really cool. And yeah, we just saw all these images and all this information that we've never heard before, and it's just getting really cool and exciting to get some real, meaty bits of information from the film. This desert planet at Jakku again is like a really completely from left field. I never would have expected it. I thought for sure it was going to be the film was going to be set on Tatooine, or the parts that we saw in the desert that they filmed in Abu Dhabi, in fact, would be set in Tatooine. But no, it's a completely new planet called Jakku, which is interesting. A friend of mine, Sean, pointed out that the battles that we saw in the original Star Wars trilogy never happened near Tatooine. So why would there be a Star Destroyer? And that's a very good point. I didn't think about that. But yeah, I was quite surprised when I found out, because the stream for me cut off when J.J. Abrams said that it was a different planet and that it was called Jakku. So I found that out after the fact. But anyway, so yeah, there was that. There was the BB-8 droid coming out, the ball droid, which I think everyone was kind of surprised by, that it was in fact a practical effect, and then the droid was there, and it just looked like it looked impossible. Like, I don't know how they did it. It must be magnetized or something. I'm not quite sure, but it looked great, and I'm really falling in love with BB-8 now, which is kind of cool, because I didn't think I'd be that keen on that character when I saw it in the trailer. I thought, oh, okay, cool, but and again, we'll see what the functionality of it is like, but it looks really cool, and the fact that it is real is a real plus. And then we had the original cast coming out, which was great. Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, who was hilarious. Mark Hamill, who obviously really cares about the fans. He almost got a little bit emotional there when he was talking to them. And Peter Mayhew, again, can barely walk, but he was there, and that was great. And Anthony Daniels, who said, #CP30. Yeah, he got his own character name, which he's been playing for almost 40 years wrong, which is kind of funny. And then they showed the trailer, of course, which was amazing. And I think next week I'll do another video about the trailer, just kind of talking about what people have been analysing from it, because I still haven't got time to sit down and just kind of look at it and go, ooh, what's that and what's that? And well, there's a few things actually. There's the shot of the Stormtroopers. It's like this big march almost, and there's a little figure at the head with this big red flag behind him, and I think that might be the character that Donald Gleason is playing, because I saw this cast list that I don't know where it came from, but it was posted online on one of these movie sites, and the cast list listed Donald Gleason as the General. Interesting. So I think maybe that'll be him. I don't know. I kind of pictured maybe Max von Sydow in that kind of a in that kind of a role. Kind of the leader of whatever the remnants of the Empire are now. Of course, you've got all the Stormtroopers, so you think of the Empire. But of course now we know that well, it seems it's hinted at that obviously the Empire was defeated in Return of the Jedi, but where the Stormtroopers are coming from and all this kind of Imperial looking, the TIE fighters, and it looked like there was a new Super Star Destroyer, or just a Star Destroyer, in the trailer. And now apparently this will be part of the First Order. That's what they're calling themselves. There was a Force Awakens exhibit, or there still is, I guess, ongoing at the Celebration Convention Center in Anaheim, California, where they had the Stormtrooper outfits and other outfits from characters in the film, and the Stormtroopers, they had a little thing next to them saying the First Order, and then there's some models of the new X-Wing fighters and the Millennium Falcon, and underneath that it says the Resistance. So it looks like they kind of, where we had in the original trilogy the Rebel Alliance versus the Empire, we now have the Resistance versus the First Order, which sounds kind of badass. And also we got a look at this, which I'll put on screen, and this is called the Snowtrooper. Now I think we've seen Snowtroopers before. Again, as much of a nerd as I am, I don't know all the iterations, I don't know all the expanded universe stuff, but I think it looks pretty cool. But I like and really love the Flametrooper. Now this is the Flametrooper. I think it just looks really badass. It's got that kind of flamethrower type gimmick there with the gun. And yeah, I like variants of the Trooper. And of course, we have the Chrome Trooper, who we saw in the trailer as well, and she looks kind of badass. I'm pretty sure that that is the character that Gwendolyn Christie is playing, so that'd be an interesting twist on it. A Stormtrooper who is a woman and an actual character. Well, any Stormtrooper that's an actual character. But yeah, I just love the look of the Chrome Trooper. It's just really cool. And also, we got a full look at the Kylo Ren costume in the flesh when people took pictures of it at the exhibit, and here it is. So there we go. We've seen the concept art and stuff. Well, not concept, but the promo art that came out 2 days ago. That was kind of posted just as the convention was starting. But this is a first look at the actual costume. I think it looks great. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Emperor's Imperial Guards. And there's people who've been saying, oh, it's clearly Darth Revan or Revenant or whatever from the expanded universe, the Knights of the Old Republic. But I haven't got a clue who that is. I really have no clue. But I just think the little helmet looks really cool. And we saw a shot of him in the trailer as well, like a full, almost hero shot. You know, not that he's a hero, or maybe I don't know. Well, of course he's a bad guy. He's got the red lightsaber. Also, his lightsaber was on show, which is really cool. So here's a close-up look at Kylo Ren's crossguard lightsaber. I don't know if that's what they're calling it, but you know, the one with the little cross gimmick on there, which is pretty cool. It looks really like old, and I just like the look of it. You know, it's quite different, and we don't really see like close-up shots of lightsabers from, well, I guess the original trilogy. You know, they were just they were what they were, nothing too special. Once the prequels came in, obviously you had the double lightsaber, you had the curved handle lightsaber, and then they just went overboard with General Grievous and the 6 lightsabers. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I like it, and I'm sure the whole crossguard thing will be explained. Maybe it won't, I don't know, but that kicked up a fuss last year, but you don't hear anyone complaining this yet. The trailer was received so well. Everyone was going nuts over seeing Han and Chewie at the end, which was, yeah, definitely great. But for me, honestly, just that shot of the Star Destroyer was the one that excited me the most for some strange reason. Because ever since I was a kid, just the idea of seeing something that is so larger than life, that is so huge. Like, I was obsessed with, like, what's the tallest building in the world when I was a kid in primary school. I was like, I want to know what the tallest thing ever is, you know? And when I found out what it was, I'd be like, oh my god, and I'd almost, like, feel a bit dizzy just thinking about it. Like, Olympus Mons on, I think that's what it's called. The tallest mountain on Mars. Connie, what's the tallest mountain on Mars called?
I can't remember, sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's Olympus.
It's, I think 6 times larger than Mount Everest.
Yeah, it's like 6 times larger than Mount Everest. I'm pretty sure it's Olympus Mons. And when I read that, I was like, holy shit, it got me so excited. And I don't even know why. But when I was a kid, I just loved the idea of huge, larger-than-life things. And that Star Destroyer crashed at the beginning of the second teaser. Oh, it just blew me away. Just... that gave me chills, and it was nothing to do with, like, you know, seeing Darth Vader's helmet and Luke and Leia and stuff, even though that was incredible as well. So yeah, also they did all sorts of stuff. They did the whole live streaming thing, and I didn't watch any of the live stream after the teaser and the opening panel, but there was a special one with Ian McDiarmid. Now they're doing kind of like, they run live streaming all day, and a lot of it is just the crowd shots with music, but then every now and again they'll have interviews with people. Like there was a guy who worked on Rebels, the new TV show, and there's like Kathleen Kennedy popped in for it. They've got like this cantina bar set up, which is really cool. Again, it just looks like an absolute paradise for Star Wars fans over there, and Anaheim just looks awesome. What they've done and all the things you can do and people you can meet and, you know, talks you can go to. But there are like a couple of main talks every day, and they're the ones I talked about in the Celebration schedule video. I think number 49, 2 videos back. So the big one obviously was the Force Awakens panel yesterday on day 1, and then the other big one for day 1 was The Emperor Strikes Back, which was Ian McDiarmid, of course, played the Emperor in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and all the prequels. I love him. I think he's the best thing about the prequels, and he's amazing in Return of the Jedi. And excuse me, it was great to see him. And even though he's this very kind of upper class, like, you know, British proper theatre actor, he still enjoyed and kind of relished, you know, going out on stage and just pleasing all the fans of this, you know, huge thing. And yeah, he seemed really cool. It was a lot of fun. It's like an hour long, and they're archiving everything, so you can watch it like afterwards, which is great. I'm really glad they did that, because there's no way I could stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning just to watch something like that. As cool as it is, it's not vital. But I did watch it, and you got asked questions from the crowd, and he did a reading of the Shakespeare Star Wars book that they've come out with, which is kind of like the Star Wars films but in Shakespeare form, which is really funny. And he kind of did the Emperor, and it was really badass. Tell some fun stories about being the Emperor and stuff like that, and how when he was killing Sam Jackson in Episode 3, spoilers, they had like 3 wind machines on him, and all the dust from the studio went up his nose and his eyes and filtered down into his throat. And that same day, they filmed the opera scene with Anakin, which is probably the best scene in the whole film of Revenge of the Sith. And his voice was really, you know, hoarse and stuff. So he said, "Oh, I'm going to have to record that afterwards now." But George said, "No, it's fine. It's perfect. It works with the transition of Palpatine to the Emperor." So it was one of those kind of happy accidents. So great stories from Ian McDiarmid, and it was a great panel. The guy who hosted it was very good as well. And tonight is, or today, tonight here, there's the Carrie Fisher panel. So I'll definitely be checking that out tomorrow. And also the other big one today was Battlefront, which is the new game coming out, which I'm not really that interested in, but I'll look and see what's been announced and stuff, and talk about for tomorrow for the day 2 wrap up. And yeah, lots of exciting stuff. Obviously the big stuff is already out there now. You know, the look at the Force Awakens exhibit, and the trailer, and the big panel they did at the beginning. But yeah, I'll still keep doing videos for these for the next 3 days, I guess. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you're enjoying the stuff that's going on as well, because you can literally just click right on Star Wars on YouTube and just watch all this stuff, hours of stuff. You'll have to skim through a lot of it, because again, it's like a 7-hour video, the main stream, and there's, you know, you have to kind of pick and choose what you go to and stuff like that. Also, at the end of the Ian McDiarmid, near the end of the panel, he was answering some questions from fans, and there was an audio mix that came in from someone in the convention center, and he's like, "Yep, Star Wars origami. Yep, I'm the guy who wrote the book on Star Wars origami. 36 different configurations," and it's like, what's going on? They fucked up the audio levels, and it went on for like 3 minutes. It was unbelievable. Like, surely you should have like one like quality control guy there at all times to make sure that, you know, everything's going alright, but it seemed to take them like 5 minutes to sort it out, and it was just painful, because Ian McDiarmid's there, he's talking, but you can't hear a word he's saying, because there's a guy going, "Yeah, I wrote this book. I wrote the book on Star Wars origami." It's like, oh my god. Someone needs to get fired for that, because that was a shame. And when they archived it, and you know, it just, yeah, they didn't kind of, I don't know if they had a way to fix it or not, but they didn't, so that's a shame. Anyway, that's been it for day 1. I'll try and make day 2 a lot quicker. There won't be as much to talk about, so it should be, and yeah, see you.
I don't know, Hot Second.